Good afternoon and hi to everyone. I can never tell when this live has started. We're notifying viewers that you're live. Okay, there we go. Good afternoon. You know who I am already, and I hope everyone has been doing great. I have not been on here for quite a number of weeks, and I hope everyone is handling this heat very, very well, because I certainly am not. I wanted to come on to talk about something that really has been getting underneath my skin, that I have been talking about already for quite some time. But it seems like, okay, I know my hand got in the way there, but that's okay. We can work with that, right? It seems like the more advocating that I do, the more the problem persists, right? So I've had about 90 something messages in my inbox, and so I sat down the other day and started going through some of those messages, and I must say I am so heartbroken by what is happening here in Cayman. Despite the government changing the laws and trying to make immigration process a little bit more better for everyone, and to make sure that people are staying on the right side of the law, it seems like that has taken the opposite effect. And so I want to talk today to every single person who has taken money from someone and made those persons believe that they are applying for work permits for them here in the Cayman Islands. I want you to know that anyone that writes to me, I don't care if you are a Caymanian or you are a work permit holder. I'm sorry, I'm not accepting anyone to be on this live with me today. I am very frustrated by some of you employers. Some of you want to be employers. Some of you fraudulent and fake employers that have people writing to me asking me to help them try to obtain their monies, including refunds that have been paid to the Department of WORC. Now, just yesterday, for example, I had to help two persons, one in Nepal and one in Jamaica. I'm not going to call their names. I'm not going to call the parties' names that I tried to reach out to help these people. But one party is a Caymanian, prominent, well-known Caymanian. The other party is a Jamaican here on a work permit, and you will know who you are. I will be giving anyone who writes to me information to WORC, Labor and Pension, and DCI, who deals with work permits. So these people can write to these agencies and file their own complaints. People on this island, the Cayman Islands and its government, have a responsibility, a due diligence and human rights obligation and responsibility to anyone who does business here, who resides or visits this island. And that means to make sure that people are not being taken advantage of. Employers are you people who take monies from these many times vulnerable persons. Do the right thing and refund these people back their money. Give the people back their money. The same way you work hard to get whatever you have, these people, whether they're on the island or off the island, have worked hard to get that money to give you to pay for a work permit, or to give you to, in hopes of you submitting a work permit. Many times, a lot of these people can barely speak English. English is not their first language. Their families borrow, their families sell, they borrow, they sell. They sacrifice so much wherever they are or whatever they're doing in order to get the dream of trying to get a work permit in the Cayman Islands. And for you people, Caymanians and non-Caymanians alike, because I have the proof. These people are sending me the proof of you taking their funds and then not answering them, or you're fraudulently taking other people's documents and altering them, changing the information on them and showing people, or you're using excuses and saying months after the fact, well, you've done this and you've done that. You need to stop. You persons that are aspiring to be an employee here in the Cayman Islands, do not be afraid to reach out to me. Do not be afraid to write these agencies to tell them what's happening. It is not your responsibility. You will more than likely not get in any trouble. The law says the employer is responsible. So if you make an agreement with an employee to submit a work permit and you do not do it, whether you're Caymanian or non-Caymanian permanent resident status holder or work permit holder, whatever you are, if you make an agreement with someone that you're taking money from them and applying for a work permit and you do not do it, you are committing an offense. And you will be in trouble, because I will give the people, whoever contacts me, and I've only gone through about, there's still 30-something messages left, and I can see some of those are still talking about these issues. WORKCOMPLAINTS, workcomplaints@gov.ky, enforcement@dci.gov.ky, that is DCI, Department of Commerce, and I think it's Innovation, where business licenses are issued. Complaints can go there also. Department of Pension and Labor, DPL@gov.ky. Their websites also has forms where you can fill out to complain. Do not be afraid. If people have taken money from you, it doesn't matter if it's a government official. I know people that work in high places in the government that have taken advantage of people like this. I know people that work in high positions in government that have taken advantage of people in landlord and tenant situations. Cayman is too small for this to be happening here, and the government is not going to tolerate it. Zero tolerance. There's a department at work called compliance, or it used to be enforcement. Let me tell you, Mr. Manderson is serious about these things. And I am going to encourage any of you who write to me and say to me, I have given X, Y, and Z money and no work permit has been put in for me, and I cannot get them to give me back my money. They submitted a work permit for me, it was refused, and they're not giving me back my refund. I gave them the money. I am going to do what I can to support everyone in this regard, because it is wrong. You do not take people's money and say you're going to apply for a work permit and you don't apply for the work permit. Yesterday, a Jamaican lady who had written me from April finally got a resolve when I asked her permission to contact someone on her behalf. She gave me the permission. This lady gave me 3 names from April. She finally reached out again yesterday. Turns out the lady that she gave the money to is here in the Cayman Islands, a work permit holder, another Jamaican. Jamaicans, I'm sorry to say, you do this to your own people all the time. You that are on work permit, you that are status holders, you that are married to Caymanians, Filipinos, you do it to your own people all the time. Now people from Nepal are going through it. Listen, whoever you are, I'm sorry to call one nationality, but it's getting too much for some of these people. It is wrong. People sell their last. Some of their families sell their last. They borrow money. Some of them are at risk. Their families are at risk in their country because they borrow to put in a work permit or to come to the Cayman Islands. And the government has already been talking about this, but we're not talking about human trafficking. In a sense it is, but I am talking diligently. Question, what if the work permit is refused? Can I get back the money? Chad, that's what I'm talking about. You need to watch the video. If you give the money to someone, that person is responsible for applying for the money to be refunded. Let me say this again. The law has changed. WORC is not any longer waiting for employers or prospective employers to apply for refunds. The employers can still call and request it in advance once they get notification that the work permit is refused. However, work has now been taken the initiative according to the changes in the new law that once a work permit is refused, they are going to go and process the refunds to the employer or whoever puts in the work permit. Now that doesn't mean we know, I know, or you know, or work knows when the work permit is, the refund is going to be issued. But they are now going to start processing refunds on their own without the employers having to apply for it. Although the employers can still apply. However, you that have submitted a work permit and you know it was refused and you gave that employer that money, and that employer is hiding from you or doesn't want to give you information or they've blocked you, call Work Yourself and find out. Email Work Yourself and find out. When am I getting this refund? Put them in the hot fire. You want to know why? Because if they've taken your money, that's an agreement between you and them. But if they've taken your money and they're hiding out from you now and won't give you your money, they won't say to you, well, at least I'm going to check on the refund. You know what they're doing? I am so sorry to have to do this, but I am so heartbroken for some of these people. Some of these people can't speak English properly, if hardly at all. Some of these people cannot read and write properly. Shame on you who do this. Now, something I found out yesterday from WORC is that because I asked the question, what happens to the people who cannot send an email or complete the form online? And I was advised that on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's only a short window, but I advise you guys, if you're on island, go and line up there. Monday and Wednesday from 9 to 11, you can visit the Department of Work and have someone help you file a complete if you have paid someone to put in a work permit for you and the work permit was not applied for, or you're expecting them to repay you back some money. The responsibility and the person that is going to get in problems is the employer. The employer. So I'm telling you again, I'm going to put this video on all of my social medias and my WhatsApp because it is wrong, 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 wrong. When I hear some of the names that have been sent to me, it is wrong. A work permit holder on island taking somebody's money off island, right? They know each other and you're putting in a work permit for somebody else with that person's money. You know, this is you should be ashamed of yourself. You're I can't even find the word right now. I'm so frustrated. If steam could come through my ears and my nose. What you're doing is wrong to people. People have a right to the same benefits. My friend waiting on a refund 8 months now. Well, Miss Shakira, let me tell you, sometimes the refunds can take a long time. It depends on when the application was submitted. And your friend Shakira, if she feels that the employer is hiding out from her, then she has a right to call work and ask, because then work will know this employer didn't pay for this work permit themselves. You understand? Real life, yes, you're telling me to calm down, but you, sweetheart, you're not getting the complaints. I feel so bad for people. And I'm also telling people, if you're on island, you can go to the courthouse at the civil registry and ask for a small claims packet. It is very easy and it is only $25 to file it. And there's a booklet with it to help you understand in very plain language how to file a small claims plead against someone who owes you money. You can sue that person. Don't care who it is. We know it's not the governor and the deputy governor and as far as I'm aware, none of the MPs. Sue them. If you don't have an understanding of how to sue them, I can give you, I can't give you some guidance. I can help you read the booklet, because I'm not a qualified lawyer in the Cayman Islands. But you can sue people if they owe you under 20,000 Cayman Islands dollars. You can sue them. Do not be afraid. I have a video in a yellow dress and it says advocate for yourself. Employers, you need to stop it and stop fooling people and taking their money. You scammers and spammers and fraudulent persons who don't have any business license and who's taking money from people. Think of you if it was you in that position. Switch the roles. How would you feel if someone else was doing that to you? There is zero tolerance for that here in the Cayman Islands. This is not about a nationality. Let me tell you, I have at least, I think maybe about 30 different nationalities messaging me about these issues. No joke. 30 different nationalities. The people tell me where they're from, where they are, all their information. I'm not going to give out people's private and confidential information without asking their permission, but I can tell you, I can tell work what's happening. And I can give people the information to write to work. And the Department of Commerce and Innovations, or whatever it's called, that issues business license to some of these people. And also to Department of Labor and Pensions, because some of you have not had your pensions paid in either. You don't know where your money is, and you've been paying pensions. And Minister Miles and his government has made it very, very clear. Director of Work, Mr. Jeremy Scott, has made it very, very clear. His second in command in enforcement and compliance, Mr. Manderson, they've made it very clear. They're going to go after you people that are treating these people wrong. If you have no work, or you don't have, let me rephrase that, if you don't have the right intention for people, do not take their money. Do not do it. I'm going to read some of these comments right now, and then I'm going to come off with this live, because people have families back in their countries. They have families here. They have hopes and aspirations and dreams. And some of you, I know some of you, especially some of you who are here and have work, have status and have permanent residence, and you are also born and bred and raised Caymanians, generational Caymanians. Do not do it. Some of you Caymanians are also getting skanked, because you know what? You're trying to open a business to help yourself, and then you take on people to work in your business, and those people are messing you over. You need to be on top of that too, Caymanians. You have your heart in the right place, but you're trusting people that their heart is not in the right place, because they're using your benefits, your name, your reputation to mess other people over, to take their money under fraudulent intentions. True, for years they do it and it gets worse. You're absolutely right, New and Robert. It gets absolutely worse. It gets absolutely worse. And I am going, anyone that writes me and asks me for the information of where they should write and where they should go, I am going to make sure I get, if they don't give me the names, I'm going to make sure I get the names, and I'm going to tell them, would you like me to reach out to this person on your behalf? If they say yes, I'm going to say to the person, please do the right thing and give the people back their money. Give the people back their money. And if they don't answer, like yesterday, one gentleman, looks like he blocked me today. And I just told the person that wrote to me, you know what, go ahead and file your complaint, because this person has blocked me, and obviously they do not want to get this sorted. Because the person went from months and months of giving the gentleman a runaround to now saying a couple of weeks ago, this and this and this and that. I won't give any information to reveal any sources or what happened. But this is what people are doing to take people's money. There's no way that work can intervene with certain situations because the government don't have the solution to every single problem. But you have to advocate for yourself. It's your hard-earned money, it's your family's hard-earned money, and you have to stand up for yourself. Do not be afraid. Don't care if these people even say to you, with the pension and stuff, don't care if they even say to you, I'm going to cancel your work permit. The new law is, if you have a justifiable reason, if you have proof that you're being taken advantage of on your job, you have the right to write to director of work or his designate, and they will decide, okay, this is good grounds. You're free to look another employment if you feel to do so. To simplify it. Work, or if you have proof and you write a letter or you cancel that work permit or the employer. Let me tell you the thing employers are doing. I had a fella the other day. His last day of working was a Friday. He got his cancellation letter the Monday and was told to go to CBC the Tuesday. Now you know what that did? That threw that guy into almost appearing as if he was overstaying. Good thing he had the proof of the date of the letter. This is what's happening here in the Cayman Islands because employers are being dirty and hitting people below the waist. All to keep themselves in the good graces of appearing as though they're doing the right thing. I'm for employers that are getting duped or being taken advantage of, but I'm also for employees that are being taken advantage of. It needs to stop. So anyone that this is happening to that haven't already written me, you can feel free to write me and I will give you the address. Matter of fact, some emails are there on my page. If you guys take the time to search through my page, you'll find the information. But I suggest that you go to WORC's website and either fill out the company's form, because you can do that anonymously, or you can put your name to it. And I would suggest, based on what you're going to complain about, you put your name and your information. You can also go to Department of Pension and Labor. They have a website and forms there also that you can use to complain. And enforcement at dci.gov.ky, which issues business license to businesses, and you complain there also, because if they have a business license and they're doing the wrong thing or they're using someone's business license, that person will be aware that someone is using their business license to sham other people. And you can also go Monday and Wednesday, 9 to 11. I am going to try to write the director of work to ask them to do this at least 3 times a week and give it a 3-hour window. Because many of you, respectfully, I want to say this, I know many of you have a hard time writing or reading or putting your words together properly. Some of you are so overwhelmed by situations that you don't even know how to do these things. And some of you, English is not your first language, so you have a hard time articulating that. And the government, apparently, as I learned yesterday, have a service that allows you to walk in and try to file your complaints. I assume that what they will do is you tell them what happened, they write it down for you. I believe they are supposed to provide you with translators. If you need a translator, you have to let them know, because they're supposed to provide you with a translator if English is not your first language. So let me read some of these comments, and then, because I didn't want to make this long, I have somewhere to go, and I'm going to try and circulate this live as best as I can. And remember to like this page, follow this page, and share this page here on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube, to get the word around. I'm trying to help you, and again, I don't get paid for this. I really do not. Okay, let's see what some of you have said here. Just as a courtesy, because I see a lot, and I want to say this to my Caymanians that do follow. I'm very surprised when I went through the list. I always check the list, and I'm very surprised that so many of my Caymanians are supporting, especially TikTok. Thank you very much for that, because I'm at loss sometimes as Facebook and Instagram. You don't see too many Caymanians supporting, and this isn't only about immigrants or foreigners or the other word that I don't like to use that everybody likes to use. This is about Caymanians too. Do the right thing if you're doing the wrong thing. Let me see here. Okay, hey, if my permit is not granted and I want to fly out, what can I do? If your permit wasn't granted, sir, you should be on time. With CBC, you need to go to them. And if you want to fly out, you can fly out. You'll be a visitor if your permit wasn't granted. Very true. Thank you, ESO 345. Question, what if the permit is refused? Can I get back the money? I already answered that, Mr. Chad. How long does refund take and how much do you get back percentage? Kel Mig, you can call the Department of Work. I am not able to determine how long the refunds take. Only work can kind of give you an idea according to their process. And they do give you back as far as I'm aware, they do give you back the permit fee and the repatriation fee if one was if a repatriation fee was requested. I think repatriation fees are only required for 1 year grants and renewals, but they do not give you back the express fee and they do not give you back the application fee. Listen now, because I know you guys like to repeat things, don't repeat it properly. They refund back the work permit fee, and I do believe the repatriation fee if one was required. They do not refund the express fee, and they do not refund the application fee, which is the fee you pay to work to submit the application for it to be considered. Okay, who put in your work permit? Gen 5, I don't know what that question is all about. I have been waiting for a refund from last year. Pisces baby, the only thing I can say to you, if your employer, if you're not the employer and your employer is not giving you an update of when to expect the refund, you call work yourself. That'll put them on their toes to know that you called work yourself. Tell them you're calling work yourself to find out. You'll see how quick they get you updated. Took me 3 years to get it. Kel Meg, well, to be fair, work has admitted that they had a backlog. Whatever those reasons may have been, I don't know. But they are now catching up. And sometimes there's various reasons. But the best thing I will say to you all, if you're not the employer and your employer is not being transparent, open and fair with you about this refund, if you gave them money, call work yourself, email work yourself to find out. Tell the employer first, this is what I'm going to do. Then you will see how quick they're going to find out. They're not supposed to. What does it mean if it's deferred from internal reasons? Well, if work defers an application, they usually gives you a reason why it's deferred. You'll have to call to find out. I can't speak on that, Mr. Denane Porter. Sorry. True, for years they do it and it gets worse. Yes, New and Robert. Thank you, FitGlam-Ma 6464. Thank you. Thank you, Savage. Thank you, Million. That looks like an hourglass. I would like to know more about PR. I heard some change had made. Castria, you can look at some of the information on my page, or you can call WORC, or you can send me an inbox with your email address, and I can send you a very practical and plainly written language book from the Department of, from the Ministry of Caymanian Protection and Immigration, explaining all of the changes. So it's a great book. I've shared it with a lot of people already. I have 2 years experience in kitchen helper on Ireland, and now I want to switch server. Can I switch? Delta.force 188, I can't tell you that. I explained already, and I've done a different video. The only reason you can switch, matter of fact, you know what? You call work and you ask them, because I don't want to give you the wrong information. I haven't direct experience as a server. What does differ from internal reason mean? Deneen Porter, differ for internal reason. I'm not sure that you're putting it in the right words that it was said in the letter. So I can't explain that, but you can call to work and read the letter over to them, and they can explain it to you exactly what you mean, what they mean, or you can email them and they can explain it. Or if you want, you can inbox me a screenshot of your letter. What happens for someone who resigns from work and is also dependent on another permit? Esh and Suki, you can call work to find out about that, because I can't say that's just a very limited explanation of what happened, and everybody's situation is different. So you can email work or call work to find out. I heard some change in the PR. We have to pay every year. Castria, yes. Like I said, you can email me, inbox your email address, and I can send you the booklet. I get a refused permit from 2023, and all the person is telling me his excuse is worse. I borrowed the money. Chad, again, you just heard me on this entire video. What to do about that. Do not get online here and listen to my video, and do not help yourself. Okay, I can't do it for you because I am not you. You are the person by law who's responsible for helping yourself. I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your advocate by you coming to me as an agency and signing an agreement to say I'm representing you. After temporarily work permit, what are the reasons to get refused and grant work permit? I can't say anything to that. B/T. I don't know. There's different reasons why work permits are not granted. Good day. How does vacation pay go when rollover is imminent? Portal Sound, I would suggest you write to Department of Labor and Pension. That's a very broad question. That means there's not enough information there to go. Everybody's situation is different, and you can call them or write to them. You can Google their number. They're very, very good at answering the phone and getting back to you, especially by email. I have been trying to encourage the government to get 800 numbers. I do believe they're working on them. So people that are overseas, outside the country, but also, most importantly, to get WhatsApp numbers, because many of you leave the country or you don't have data or internet here in Cayman, but you just have enough for WhatsApp, right? Or you go and pick up some Wi-Fi. And so hoping that the government will start putting online some WhatsApp numbers for these departments, so you guys will be able to write to them. Okay, can you send me the book? Mad Socks, you can email me, inbox your email address. You're welcome. Esh and Suki, is it possible I can change my work permit? Working with employer 18 months. I don't know. You'll have to call work Sony Bam and find out from them. Like I said, I just said that, and I did a video on that. So obviously you're not following my page because I did a video on that. You have to have good reasons that things are not being done the right way on your job. They're not paying your pension. They're not giving you vacation. They're not giving you the right wages. They're overworking you and not paying you. They're treating you bad. You have to have proof that this happens. Whether that proof means you have a witness or you can document. I have this little thing here. You see there on the side, it says, did you document it? You have to write date, times, and places where things happen, so you can make sure you have the proof of when something happens with you. Okay? I think that is it, guys. I'm going to sign off now because I just came on to say that, and I'm going to upload this to the page so you guys can go back and see it. I didn't want to be too long because I said I should have been somewhere at 12, and now it's 2, and I need to get this information. Thank you very much. It was nice being on here with you guys as usual. Like, share, and follow all of my social media pages.